Hello dear students, today the video is on chapter number 6, perimeter and area. This is a new syllabus, a new book, Ganita Manjari, grade 9 CBSE. So certain end of unit questions from the textbook are explained step by step. That is exercise set 6.1. Let's understand question number 1. The perimeter of a circle is 44 centimeter. What is its radius? Now, perimeter, when we use the word perimeter or the circumference is same. For circumference, we use this particular word for the circle, and perimeter we use for the other polygons or the closed figure. So here the circumference mentioned, that is 44 centimeter, and you have to find the radius. Now, how do we find the radius? First thing important that you have to write the formula. So what is the formula for the circumference of circle? That is 2 pi r. Substituting the value of circumference, which is 44, 2 into pi r. Now what is the value for pi? If it is not given, you can take 22 upon 7. And when you substitute and calculate, you will get radius as 7 centimeter. So what was asked here? The perimeter is given. What is its radius? 7 centimeter. And answer will be 7 centimeter. Let's understand question number 2. Calculate correct to 3 significant figures the circumference of a circle. Now these are the 3 different questions. That means a 3 different radius is being given to you. Same question but 3 radius. So you need to calculate again the circumference with the 3 significant figures. Writing the formula, C is equal to 2 pi r. Substituting the value of radius, 2 into 22 upon 7 into 7, that will give you 44 centimeter. Likewise, the answer will be 44.0 centimeter. Now you might ask why 44.0? Because the answer will be in 3 significant figures. That you have to keep it in mind. Then radius is 10 centimeter. Likewise, again, you have to substitute the value. You will get 62.857. But you have to round up. You will get 62.9. You might wonder why we can't write in this. Because it has been asked that you have to give answer in 3 significant figures. So rounding up of 8.857, it becomes 9. So it is 62.9 centimeter. Next is radius 12 centimeter. Again, substituting the value, you will get 2 into 22 upon 7 into 12, that is 75.428. So again, rounding up the figure, you get 75.4 centimeter. Next is question number 3. Calculate the length of the arc of a circle if the radius is 3.5 centimeter and the angle at the center is 60 degree. And the second is the radius is 6.3 meter and the angle at the center is 120 degree. So first thing you need to write what is given, length of arc. What is the formula here we use? Arc length is equal to theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. Now theta, when we say, we are talking about angle, upon 360 degree into 2 pi r. So when you substitute radius of 3.5 centimeter, theta, that is, I told you, angle, which is 60 degree given. When you substitute, you get 3.67 centimeter, which is the your length of the arc of a circle. Next, so answer will be 3.67. Second is radius 6.3 meter, theta is 120 degree. Students, you just have to substitute the value, and the foremost important thing you need to remember is the formula, theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. So when you calculate, you will get the answer 13.2 meter. Question number 4. Find the perimeter of a sector, that is, the curved portion as well as the 2 straight portions of a circle of radius 14 centimeter and sector angle 75 degree. Again, important thing you need to remember, write what is given and keep in mind what you have to calculate. Perimeter of sector. Now, what is perimeter? Now, here we are talking about the sector, that is the curved portion as well as the 2 straight portion. So, arc length plus 2 radii. What is the radius given? 14 centimeter. Sector angle 75 degree. So, what is the formula as I told you in the previous question? Theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. Now, what is theta? It is 75 degree. upon 360 into 2 into pi r. So once you calculate, you will get 18.33 centimeter. Now what is the radii? As I mentioned here, arc length plus 2 radii. So what is the perimeter? Perimeter is all the sum, 18.33 plus 2 radii. That means 2 times radius, that is 14 plus 14. So when you add it, you will get 46.33 centimeter. That's the answer. Next is question number 5. Find the perimeter of the following shapes, taking the arcs to be quarter, half or 3/4 of a circle as appropriate. Figure 1 to 9. Children, you can see different figures here. Now we have to calculate the perimeter of all the shapes. Let's see the first one. Now the straight parts, that is equal to 2 into 80. So can you see this figure number 1 here on the screen? I'll just put a tick mark so that you understand which figure are we talking about. So two straight parts will be 2 into 80 meter. What are the two semicircles here? Now the diameter is given. If you see here, I'll put a blue line. This is the diameter. So diameter is what? 60 meter. So what will be the radius, which is upon 2? That will give you radius as 30 meter. Let's see the step 1. Now the straight part will be what? 2 into 80, that is 160. That means 80 plus 80, which is 160 meter. What are the two curved parts here? That means 2 semicircle. So that is what? 2 pi r, which is 188.57. And then your final answer will be 160 plus 188.57. So that will give you your final answer. So what is the perimeter here? Perimeter is basically the two straight parts and the two semicircles. So when I say two semicircle, that means one full circle. I hope this part 1 of this particular question is clear. Let's understand figure 2. Now, if you look at the figure 2, there is kind of an arc there. The diameter is also mentioned. So if you see here, we have an outer semicircle diameter, which is 12 centimeter. So what will be the radius, children? That will be 6. What is the inner semicircle diameter? That is 8 centimeter, which is on the screen. So radius will be 4 centimeter. Now, what is the step 1? The outer arc. Outer arc, you have to say pi into the 6 centimeter, that is r. So that will give you 18.86. What is the inner arc? Pi into r, that is 12.57. Now straight sides. What are the straight sides here? So even in this we find two sides. So 2 into 6 minus 4, that is 6 minus pi r. So you get 2 into 6 minus 4, that is 4 into 2. 2 into 2, that will be 4. So here this is your 4. So what will be the final answer now? Final answer will be 18.86 plus 12.57 plus this 4, and when you will add it, you will get the final answer. Let's see question number 5, figure 3. Now looking at the figure 3, you find there are 4 semicircles, each diameter 10 centimeter. Students, again look at the figure. It is given diameter 10 centimeters. So what will be the radius? Upon 2, that is 5. So each semicircle will be having pi into r, which is 14.57. So what will be the total? We have 4 semicircles. So please remember this formula while we are using when we are talking about the semicircle. So 4 into 15.71 will give you 62.84 centimeter. Figure number 4. Now in this figure, if you see, we have a triangle formed by centers. That is an equilateral triangle. So side is 12 centimeter. Now when we say equilateral triangle, that means all sides are equal. So each arc will be, now when it is equilateral triangle, children, if I simply draw a rough triangle here, when it talks about each arc as 120, which is the 1/3 of the circle. So that means 1/3 into 2 pi r, which is the circumference of the circle. So 2 pi, and when you substitute into 6 upon 3, you will get 4 pi. Hope this point is very, very clear to you, students, because to understand the figure and to find the perimeter, first you need to break this down. So total how many arcs do we have there? 3 arcs. So 3 into 4 pi will be 12 pi, and when you substitute the value of pi, multiply with 12, you will get 37.71 centimeter. Hope this is clear to you. So this is your answer. Okay. So here when I have put the triangle, I was basically talking about the each arc. Okay. Let's understand figure number 5 or question 5. So look at the figure. It seems to be complex. Yeah, but it is not. So let's see figure number 5. Now here if you see, all arcs are semicircles of diameter. Now what is the diameter mentioned here? It is 14 centimeter. So first thing what you have to do, children, you need to calculate the radius, which is 7. Now how many semicircles do you see? We have just counted. You will find 6 semicircles. So one semicircle will be pi into r. So what is the value of pi here? How we got this 22? 1 second. So we'll get 22.7 into radius was 7. So once this gets cut, so we are left with 22. So total will be 6 into 22, which is 132 centimeter. Hope the previous figure was clear to you. Next figure, number 6. Now looking at the figure number 6, it is a big semicircle diameter. Can you see that? Which is again 28 centimeters the diameter. What will be the radius? 14 centimeter. Students, can you see the number of semicircles in each diameter here? So you will find there are 3 inside. Okay, there are 3 semicircles each, so it becomes 28 upon 3, which will give you 9.33. What is the big arc there? Big arc is pi into 14. 14 is what? It is your radius, which you have calculated from the diameter. Now what are the 3 small arcs? 3 into pi into the radius, which is 4.67, that is 44. So what will be your final answer? 44 plus 44. Students, please don't confuse yourself. Just go step by step. First take big arc, then you take 3 small arcs, add it, and then you will get your final answer. Question number 5, figure number 7. Now look at figure number 7. You can even refer your textbook if you find that the figures are not clear. It's clearly given in your textbook, exercise set 6.1 and question number 5. So if you see here, we have a big semicircle plus small semicircle. Again, the diameter 6 centimeter. So what is the radius? That is 3. So big arc. So you have to use radius from the diagram. Approximate, if we say it is double, or you can even assume as 6. So pi into 6, that will be 18.85. Now what is the small arc? As I told you, you need to take the big arc and then the small arc. So it is pi into 3, which is 9.42. So your final answer will be 28.27, which you need to add it. Figure number 8. Look at figure number 8. Here you find the base has 3 semicircles. Can you look at the figure, children? We are talking about this particular figure. So base has 3 semicircles. Diameter is again 4 centimeter. So what will be the radius? 2. So total base becomes how much? 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is 12 centimeter. So that is a big semicircle. So what will be the radius for the big semicircle? 6 centimeter. So big arc will be, again children, repeating it same. You can refer the previous questions. You will understand how to solve this figure. We need to take the different, separate the arc. Okay. So big arc will be pi into 6, which is 18.85. Now we have 3 small arcs. So pi into 2, which is multiplied with 3, you will get 18.85. So what will be the final answer? You just have to add 18.85 plus 18.85 to get your final answer. Let's see figure number 9, which is your last figure of question number 5. This figure are we talking about, children? Now looking at this, if you see, there are 2 semicircles, right? Diameter is mentioned there, 10 centimeter each. Now if we say each diameter is 10 centimeter, that is pi into 5. So from where you got this 5, that is your radius divided by 2. So 15.57. Total will be 2 into 15.57, which you get 31.42 centimeter. Hope question number 5, figure 1 to 9 was clear to you children. You can even pause the video, try to solve it, draw the figures, and I'm sure it will make sense to you. Question number 6, if the diameter of a car tire is 56 centimeter, then how far does the car need to travel for the tire to complete one revolution? Part number 2, how many revolutions does the tire make if the car travels 18 kilometer? Now let's understand question number 6, part 1. Distance in one revolution. Now in one revolution, when we talk about children, here we are talking about the car tire. That means one complete circle, or one revolution will be circumference of a circle. So what is the formula do we use here? We use formula pi into d. Now, what is D here? D is the diameter, that is diameter of the car is given, 56 centimeter. So 22 upon 7 into 56 will give you 176 centimeter. So what is the answer we got here? That is 176 centimeter. That is part 1. Second is, how many revolutions does the tire make if the car travels 10 kilometer? So number of revolutions in how many kilometers? That's 10 kilometer. So step 1, you need to convert the distance into centimeter. Now you might ask, why centimeter? Children, the unit we have to keep in mind, it started with centimeter unit. So it's a request that you also convert kilometer to centimeter. So 10 kilometer will be, this is the figure number, so convert it into centimeter. Now divide by one revolution distance, that is the number will be divided by which you have calculated the circumference 176 centimeter. So once you divide it, you will get 5681.8 revolutions. So hope this is clear. You need to keep in mind children that how you are dividing and calculating. So request that you also practice how to do the divisions whenever the more or the larger numbers are there. Let's see question number 7. Find the total perimeter of all the petals in each of the following figures. We are considering now figure number 1. Let's quickly circle. Now here you need to find the total perimeter. So first thing is the square flower. If you see the side here, that is 14 centimeter. Centers, when we talk about center children, we are talking about the midpoint of the square side. Midpoint of square. If you can see this figure, midpoint of square sides. What will be the radius? That is half of the side. So what is the side? It's 14, which is divided by 2 will give you 7 centimeter. So each petal, can you see that? We have 2 quarter circles. That is equal to 1 semicircle. You can even write this down, that your concept will be clear. So one petal perimeter will be again pi into r, as I've explained to you in the previous questions, where you need to take the formula. So it's pi into r. R is 7 centimeter. So pi into 7 will give you 22 centimeter. So how many petals do we have here? 4. So 4 into 22 will give you 88 centimeter. I hope this figure number 1 is clear to you. Figure 2, question number 7. Now look at this figure. The center of the arcs are the vertices of the hexagon, which is mentioned in figure 6.15. We are taking this figure, children. I'll circle it. So hexagon flower. Now when we're talking about hexagon, that means 6 sides. So what is the side given? 42 centimeter. So regular hexagon, that means side is basically the radius. So what will be the radius here? 42 centimeter. Now each petal, if you see children, it is 2 arcs of 60 degree, that is total is 120 degree, which we have done it in the previous question, which is 1/3 of the circle. So one petal, that is 1/3 of the circumference of a circle, which is 2 pi r. So you will get 1/3 into 2 pi r, that is 28 pi. So once you calculate, you will get 28 into 22 upon 7, which is 88 centimeter. So how many petals do we have? Can you see it on the screen? We have 6 petals. So what do we do with that? 6 into 88 will give you 528 centimeter. So what is your final answer here? 528 centimeter. Question number 8. The ratio of the perimeters of two circles is 5:4. What is the ratio of their radii? Now, ratio of perimeter is already given, that is 5:4. Which formula, children, now you have to use? I hope till now it is clear to you. The formula, circumference of circle, which is 2 pi r. So, basically, here we find that it is proportional to radius. So, therefore, ratio of the radii will also be 5:4. So answer will be 5:4. So this is the simplest one. You just have to find the ratio of the perimeter of two circles which is given, and they're asking what is the ratio of the radii. So answer will be 5:4. Thank you, students, and I hope the questions which were being discussed step by step are clear to you. And the next video will be covering exercise 6.2 from the same chapter. So keep learning, stay consistent, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Very soon, children, there will be a live session which will be scheduled soon for your doubt clearing and special concept building sessions. So thank you. God bless you all.